Hello, everyone. Welcome to ReNew and Flourish. This is Rosette once again. In this video, we are talking about how connection supports mental health in everyday life. This is such an important message, especially during Mental Health Month, which is the month of May, because many people are struggling quietly. They may be functioning on the outside, but internally they carry stress, loneliness, discouragement, exhaustion, or emotional heaviness. And sometimes what helps most is not the perfect answer. Sometimes what helps most is meaningful connection, not noise, not pressure, not performance, but real human connection. We live in a time where people can be constantly online and still feel deeply disconnected. You can be in group chats, attend meetings, sit in church, go to work, serve others, and still feel like no one really knows how you are doing. That kind of connection affects mental health because human beings are not meant to thrive in emotional isolation. We need safe relationships. We need support. We need spaces where we can be honest. We need reminders that we matter, that we are seen, and that we do not have to hold everything by ourselves. Connection doesn't solve every problem, but healthy connection can reduce isolation, increase resilience, strengthen hope, and remind people that they are not alone in what they are facing. That matters more than many people realize. Before we proceed, subscribe to the channel for more mental wellness education, trauma informed insights, and practical support for everyday life. Now, point one, connection helps reduce emotional isolation. One of the heaviest burdens people carry is the feeling that they are alone. Sometimes they are not physically alone, but emotionally they feel disconnected. They feel like no one understands, no one notices, no one asks, no one sees past the surface. And when emotional isolation grows, mental health often begins to suffer. People may overthink more, withdraw more, lose motivation, feel heavier inside, or begin to believe that they have to keep pretending. Connection interrupts that cycle. When someone feels genuinely seen, heard, and acknowledged, it can bring relief, not because every problem disappears, but because isolation loses some of its power when people realize they are not carrying everything by themselves. Sometimes the sentence, I am here with you, can do more than people think. Point two, connection supports emotional safety. Not all connection is equal. Being around people is not the same as feeling safe with people. Mental health is strengthened by relationships where there is emotional safety. That means spaces where people do not feel judged the moment they are vulnerable. Spaces where they do not have to perform strength all the time. Spaces where they can be honest without feeling dismissed, shamed, or rushed. Emotional safety allows people to exhale. It allows them to speak more honestly. It allows them to ask for help earlier. And it allows them to process instead of just suppress. In everyday life, Emotional safety can look like this: listening without interrupting, asking how someone is really doing, responding without harshness, being present without trying to control the conversation, letting people be human without punishing them for it. This is how connection becomes healing in practical ways. Point 3: connection builds resilience. When life gets hard, people need more than advice. They need support. Resilience is often described as the ability to bounce back, keep going, or adapt through difficulty. But resilience is rarely built in total isolation. Healthy relationships strengthen resilience. They give people encouragement when they feel weak. They give perspective when thoughts become heavy. They give practical support when life becomes overwhelming. They remind people of truth when stress starts distorting everything. That's why connection matters so much. Strong mental health is not always about becoming more independent in every way. Sometimes it is also about learning how to stay connected, receive support, and let trusted people walk alongside you. There is strength in support. There is wisdom in not trying to carry everything alone. Again, friends, subscribe to the channel for more mental wellness education, trauma-informed insights, and practical support for everyday life. Point 4: small moments of connection matter more than we think. Sometimes people think connection has to be deep, dramatic, or life-changing to matter, but often mental health is strengthened through small, steady moments. Thoughtful message, a kind check-in, a conversation where someone listens well, a person remembering your name, a moment of being welcomed, a simple, "How are you really?" These things may look small, but they are not small to the person who needed them. In everyday life, small moments of connection can help feel people can help people feel grounded, remembered, and valued. And when people feel valued, it can shift something internally. It can soften loneliness, reduce emotional pressure, increase hope, and make it easier to keep going. That's why we should never underestimate everyday kindness and presence. Point 5: disconnection can affect mental health quietly. Not every mental health struggle looks dramatic. Sometimes it looks like functioning while feeling empty. Sometimes it looks like being busy but disconnected. Sometimes it looks like laughing in public and feeling low in private. Disconnection can quietly wear people down. They may stop reaching out. They may start believing no one would understand. They may grow more discouraged, more detached, or more emotionally tired over time. That is why connection must be intentional. We cannot always wait for people to say they are struggling. Some people will not say it clearly. Some do not know how. Some are used to being the strong one. Some have learned to hide what they feel. This is why simple, consistent connection matters. Checking in matters. Inviting people in matters. Following up matters. Being available in steady, realistic ways matters. And point 6: Connection also means we learn to reach out. This part is important. Sometimes we talk about connection only from the side of giving it, but connection also involves learning to receive it. And for some people, that is difficult. Maybe they are used to being self-reliant. Maybe they do not want to burden others. Maybe they have been disappointed before. Or maybe vulnerability feels unfamiliar. But part of protecting mental health is learning that reaching out is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is healthy to let trusted people know when you are struggling. It is healthy to ask for prayer, support, time, or a listening ear. It is healthy to admit when you need connection. We all need people. And needing people does not make you weak. It makes you human. Point 7. We can create more connection in everyday life. The good news is that connection doesn't always require a major platform or perfect words. It often starts with simple choices. You can be the person who checks in. You can be the person who listens better. You can be the person who notices who is quiet. You can be the person who makes room for honesty. You can be the person who makes others feel less alone. In homes, workplaces, ministries, friendships, and communities, this matters. Because when connection becomes part of the culture, mental wellness becomes easier to support. Not because life becomes perfect, but because people are no longer carrying everything in silence. So, how does connection support mental health in everyday life? It helps reduce isolation. Connection supports emotional safety. Connection strengthens resilience. Connection reminds people that they matter. And connection creates space for support, honesty, and hope. Connection may not fix everything, but it can change the emotional atmosphere in which people are trying to survive, heal, and grow. And sometimes that change is significant. Sometimes what helps a person keep going is not a big solution. Sometimes it is knowing that someone noticed, someone cared, someone reached out, someone stayed. That is why connection matters, not just in theory, not just during awareness campaigns, but in everyday life. So here's my question for you. Who in your life may need connection right now? Take a moment and think about that. Then do one practical thing today. Send the message, make the call, check in, invite someone for coffee, ask one more caring question, or be present. And if you are the one who has been feeling disconnected, let this be your reminder. You do not have to carry everything alone. Reach out to someone safe. Start with one conversation, one honest moment, one step toward connection. If this video encouraged you, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who may need this message, and leave a comment below. What is one simple way we can build more real connection in everyday life? Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more mental wellness education, trauma-informed insights, and practical support for everyday life.